What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Yesterday, popular YouTuber Austin Holloman made a pretty interesting video that discussed the fact he was no longer going to be a part of the Passport Bros. In fact, the name of the video was called "I Am Dissociating Myself from the Label Passport Bros, and Here's Why." Now, for those of you who don't know, Austin Holloman was trending on TikTok and YouTube over the last year. He's from the Dallas, Texas area, and he's been the most notable YouTuber in the Passport Bro community. Now, for those of you who don't know, Passport Bros are typically a group of African American men who have decided that it is not worth dating or marrying in the United States. And so these group of men aim to go to other countries and explore their options, right? And upon doing so, they intend to have a higher quality of life, longer relationships with feminine women, and things like that. So with that being established, let's go ahead and check out what he had to say, and I'll come back.
But why do I say that everybody, Passport Bros is kind of like it's a football team, right? If one person is playing wrong, the whole team looks bad. Okay? Let me turn off the chat. So if one person is playing wrong, the whole team looks bad. And the leader, which I never claimed to be, but the so-called leader or the football coach, if the team loses, that falls on him because he's the leader. And I say that because you got some dudes in the DR and people that are trying to become content creators in Pattaya and these other sex worker hotspots of the world, and they're getting online and they are filming. And I've said this before, a lot of these dudes are promoting sex workers and telling you that they're regular women, and a lot of y'all are being fooled. Seriously, a lot of y'all are being fooled. Y'all think that these dudes got these fit, feminine, submissive women, and they're paying for them. And it kind of makes it hard whenever you got American women or other critics that come through and say that we're going over here paying workers. When, to be honest, there's a few of y'all that are claiming Passport Bros, and I did not start Passport Bros. Let me make sure that's clear. There are a few of y'all that are claiming Passport Bros that are going overseas strictly just to pay. And hey, that's fine. You can do that. But I'm not doing that. And actually, back in January, Zoda Barber told me something. He said that he doesn't claim that because, and I knew this made sense when he said it, because it lumps everybody all in one thing. It lumps everybody so if he does something or if I do something, we all get thrown in the same umbrella. And there's a lot of stuff that you guys are doing that I don't even think about doing. There's a lot of clowns joining and claiming the whole Passport Bro label, and they're doing clown shit. They have no home training when they go overseas. A lot of y'all have no home training at all. And y'all go to these other countries and you're going to end up getting killed, acting a fool, thinking you can talk shit about the people, thinking that you can be aggressive with people in areas that you really don't know where you at. The governments are run completely different in most countries, especially over here in Asia, In South and Central America, those are democracies just like America. They might be corrupt, but they're still democracies. But here in Asia, you have monarchies. They're constitutional monarchies, from my understanding, but that's still a monarchy. You have communism. And yeah, no, that's not flying in those societies. A lot of the ways y'all behave is not flying that way. And believe it or not, I may talk a lot. I may say a lot of crazy stuff when I'm responding to people. I don't just talk like that all the time. Anybody that knows me personally knows I just don't sit around and just. I'm talking about something that happened in particular. If you hear me badmouthing somebody, I just know how to act. Let's just say that I know how to act overseas.
So let me say this. I've been in the black male spaces for a long time. I've interviewed a lot of passport bros. I was friends with Charles Tyler, one of the originators of what I would consider the passport bro community. And what I have noticed is this. While not every brother falls into the categories in which Austin Holloman talks about, there is enough guys that have talked about that. Like I talked about a particular brother that is in the DR. Almost every video the guy has, he has a lady in there that is super sexualizing the woman. He has the camera on her butt or something like that as she walks down the street, and it makes it not only does it make him look lame, like even like some of these thumbnails, it makes the whole community of guys that are living overseas look sort of desperate, right? And then you have these guys who are acting like some of them. Let's say, for example, these guys are acting as if these ladies are really feminine, but they're not. And a lot of like as far as passport bros, some of these guys are not. I would say this, are not as educated. I would think some of them, not a lot of money. Nothing wrong with that. But what happens is you do get a lot of brothers that come out and they do stuff that is very, like dumb, right? Some could even argue really silly. Now I know Austin had an issue in Brazil, and I know people are gonna come after him and probably say something like that. But it's common. Like I always talk about this one twerk party that happened in Sosua, and you had brothers out there throwing ones on the girl. The girls was twerking. They put the video on YouTube. Sosua Port of Plata police got mad. You've seen guys do the same thing, go to Colombia and throw ones in the air, then get drugged. Just stuff that they have no real home training. Brother Ed Traveler calls them passport pookies. And unfortunately, so many of these guys are joining passport bros. There's no real filter. And a lot of these guys are not like builders. They're not really successful like where they're living. So when they go some other place, it's hard for them to to kind of fit in or not cause problems. So, and it's happening. It's always been happening in the Brazil. Always been happening in Colombia. Now you're seeing some of this stuff seems like it's evident in Thailand and in other places. But definitely DR. It's really bad, right? Like super bad. Even though I've never been there, I just know. Colombia, I just know. So I don't know if leaving passport bros is going to hurt Austin or not, but he says his content is still going to stay the same. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.